Josephine, or by this point in our friendship, I can call you Josie, right?
Yes, please.
How's everything, and how's being on the second day of the football summit here in Egypt?
It's been fantastic so far. I could see a little bit of Cairo, first time for me in Egypt, but everyone was so friendly, and the main thing for me is that it's professional and that you tried some more professional, some quality in, and everyone can be inspired. I think that's fantastic.
So, Josie, do you like attending football summits, and like how does it feel to sit and hear the talks and the panels and everything? So tell me more about it.
I think there's so many topics with so many qualities that you, of course, you pick the ones you like, and where you're like, oh, I know that a little bit, I want to get to know it. And then maybe take a rest and then go again and maybe go for some panels where you're like, you've never heard about, you have no clue, because that's sometimes the most difficult but most inspiring one.
How did you see the first day of the football summit here in Cairo? Like the first day was yesterday, the opening ceremony and like the panels and the gala dinners, like everything. Tell me about the first day.
Yeah, pretty packed. But why? For me, it stood out that you have so much quality. You have so many speakers. You have so many coming from different directions. And for me, it's the most important thing that they can, have a talk. They can have under themselves, but also with the public. So it's the network. What you don't know how to network. You just try to talk, right? But this is exactly where it's happening. Like between, you're having a little coffee, you're watching, we are talking about this panel or that panel. So in between, I think that's where the good stuff is happening. So for me, a lot of quality and a lot of inspiration.
So you find it very interesting, like having a lot of speakers?
Yeah, I think it's the difference. So we have a saying that if you have a table and you want to have a colorful outcome, you have to have colorful people around, you have to have diversity, you have to have all kinds of topics, because if you just hear the same talk, what you know, because it's comfort zone,
of course,
you will have the same outcome. So if you want to go abroad, if you want to go to new faces, you have to have new input. That's why I like it.
So I have to put a question like about the women's soccer inside this interview, because like it's women in power. So what do you think, or how do you think like women soccer or women football can be affected by those kind of football summits?
I think slowly we are going to, it's rising, first of all. Women's football is rising, as it's unbelievable everywhere. So of course it's in every country a little bit different, but I think due to that, because we get inspired from other nations, we don't do our own stuff in Europe, you don't do your own stuff here, so you have to connect, and those connections are the most important thing, because we can learn from each other, and that's, you can say it that easy, but for me it's really the connection between people, because if I'm touched by your story and you're touched by my story, maybe I will call you a different time, hey, I have something, what do you think about, would you come to Europe, so for me this is the most important thing.
So how does it feel to be here in Egypt? I have to ask you about this, like being in Egypt and like the pyramids and everything. Just tell me about how is it, and how's dealing with Egyptian people?
Dealing. No, everyone for me was super friendly, super smiling, helpful. So for me it was the best time ever since I arrived.
You like it, really?
So I like it. I saw the pyramids this morning, and it's just my mind's blowing, because it's like when you get to know a new culture, it's you have to digest it. I'm like this all the time, but I love it because I come home with new fresh ideas, and I'm an artist, so it will probably be, you will see some pyramids somewhere in the art.
Yes, super excited to see this. Just if you did it, you have to like send those pictures to me.
Will do. It
was very nice having you here, Josie, and like super excited for our panel.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.